One thing a lot of people don't know about synchro is you do the same routine for maybe 2 to 4 years. It's not like dance where you learn a new routine like every day, every new session. When you do a synchro routine, you do that and you only repeat that for years.
After all these years traveling around the world, like going to the ship, doing the Olympics, traveling, what means home to you in this kind of life?
But what had happened a week before the announcement, we were running and I tripped over my own foot and I actually broke my toe. So I wasn't in the pool and they told me that I wouldn't be able to swim until like a month before the games. And I was like, no, I need to swim.
Hello, welcome to a new episode of Pata de Perro. My name is Humberto and yes, I'm speaking English today. No. It's not AI translating for me. And no, you are not in the ground channel. This is my first interview in English, and I will try my best to do it. Today we have a very special guest, all the way from Australia. She is Rachel, represented Australia at the Tokyo Olympics, and now performs in Royal Caribbean's incredible Aqua shows. We are gonna talk about sports, arts, life at sea, so let's go. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Oh my God, it's so warm here.
It's so humid right now.
But I'm feeling happy that you take this offer to do the interview. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we are gonna just walk around, have a chit chat, and let's see what's coming.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Let's go. Now we are walking here in the
Elaine Gordon Park.
there. We are living very close from here,
Yes.
so that's why we decide to come and explore this place. But also talking with you, and I'm so curious about so many things about you.
Yes, yes.
Let's start from. Where are you come from?
So I'm from the Gold Coast in Australia. It's on the East Coast. It's very sunny, very close to the beach.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Do you like the beach?
I used to not go to the beach a lot when I was young because I was always in the pool. But since doing ships, I've decided that Australian beaches are truly the best in the world and I should make the most of them.
Yes. How do you remember your childhood growing up in Australia?
Oh, it was wonderful. I had a very nice home environment. I spent a lot of it training.
Okay.
And I love school, so I was always studying and I was always reading. One thing about me is I'm an avid reader.
Oh.
Just training and reading in school.
Okay. So you told me about that one day your mom found out in the middle of the news.
Yes. So I got into synchronized swimming because originally I was doing dance and the company that I was with, it quit. It went bust and Mum was going to have to drive me 20 minutes to go to the studio just to dance. And she said, I'm not going to drive you 20 minutes each week so you can dance on a stage for 3 minutes and $100 costume. And I said, okay, fair enough. I'm not driving. And then my mum saw an ad in the newspaper for artistic swimming, or synchronized swimming at the time.
Okay.
The coach was coaching the London team. She'd just come back from Beijing and she was looking for new girls to come up. I went to the trials. The coach loved that I had a dancing background. I knew how to
that
swim.
helped you a lot.
Oh, so much. The coach loved that I knew how to swim, how to do some basic skills. And she said, I want her. And since then, I have been driving 1 hour to training for a 3-minute routine and $100 costume. But I got to go to the Olympics. So.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel just be in one event like that, it's wonderful and like inspired.
Oh, thank you.
How much your parents help you during all this process?
Oh, I could not have done anything without my parents. The early mornings to training, the late night pickups, dinner, and then all my training camps, making sure that that Mum and dad were both working full time, so they were there to support. I obviously put in where I could with scholarships to help financially support. Ponies are going crazy. But no, I can't thank them enough. And the amount of times that they've traveled to come watch me perform as well, it means the world.
It means the world. And I feel like they were so proud watching you. Like, I mean, now as well. But when you've been on the Olympics, for sure it was for them like the best thing ever.
Yeah, the Olympics has been a dream since childhood. I remember watching it on the TV and just being so inspired. I wanted to go for something. Originally, it would have been swimming. Mum loves to swim, but it ended up being synchronized swimming instead.
Yes, and for people who have never experienced, what is the journey like to become an Olympic athlete?
Each journey is very different, but the hours of dedication are something that, unless you're a professional athlete, you might not understand. For artistic swimming, at a national team level, especially as soon as you turn 14 or 15, it's 9 hours a day, every day, with maybe one day off or a half day off in between. So it's waking up, doing an hour of gym, cardio, stretching, and then another hour of what we call land drill, which is movements with our hands to mark out the routine, so it's mental. We would do an hour of speed swimming and then an hour of synchro-specific skills and then 2 hours of the routine. And like this copy, paste, repeat every day. And you'd have the second pool session and it would just drag out. And if you've ever had to get in the pool twice in one day, you know that the second time you get in is always colder.
Wow.
There's also gymnastics training that sometimes you do for the acrobatics that are involved in synchro. Some teams in some countries are lucky enough that they have like a ballet base or a ballet teacher to come in and teach them basics. Otherwise, it's always ballet inspired because synchro is all about the lines and the feet and the points. And what else comes into being an Olympic athlete? It's definitely different if you're an individual sport or if you're in a team sport. I come from a team sport that also has individual routines that can come into it. And all I can say is they are your sisters and that you love them and that you can also hate them.
Okay.
And your coach is there for you. To be a good athlete, you don't always have to have talent. Talent has to work hard and you have to pay attention to everything that your coach is giving you.
Yes.
Even if your coach gives you a note or if the coach gives someone else a note, take that as if you made the mistake or need that correction. That way you're always growing, always learning.
Yes, very good point.
And there's little habits that you can pick up and even little things to help you improve. So even when I was back home, like if I was brushing my teeth, I'd be sitting on my toe point, or when watching TV and the ads are on, I'm stretching the split or something like this.
That's very from like dancers.
So you never stop working, but rest is just as important.
Yes.
Eating, please. Eating, sleeping.
Very important.
Very important.
What sacrifice did you have to make along the way?
Social life.
Amigos.
So I'm very thankful that all my friends have always been so supportive. But I remember in my senior year of high school, I was away a lot for national team, for camps, world championships, and I was gone for about a month. I had been on a training camp and I just competed. I just competed at the World Championships in Budapest. And I came back to school that day and I was excited to tell my friends all about the experience. And instead they came rushing up to me and it was like, we had this massive party on the weekend and this is what happened and this is what happened. And I was like, I just competed at the world stage, but I can't believe you now have a boyfriend. So I missed a lot of weekends with my friends, but I made up for it where I could.
Yeah.
And they got to watch me perform on TV.
And of course, they understand. Like people who loves you, they always will understand that you cannot go a party, even if it's a birthday or sometimes even at weddings, because when we are on the ship,
Yeah.
We miss so much things.
So many things that happen at home.
So I think that's one of the things that as performers on cruise ships, we sacrifice.
Yes.
Because, yeah, like sometimes you cannot do it.
No, you can't.
Okay, so let's keep walking a little bit. I'm also practicing with my new tripod. So I'm so sorry if the camera fell.
No, if the camera falls, yes.
Falls.
Yeah.
Did you feel pressure being part of the Australian national team?
Yes, but it's so many different pressures that come into play. Again, because you're in a team sport, it's if you make the mistake, it feels like it's not your country that's watching, but it's your team that can come against you or your coach that can come against you. So you just don't want to let down the people in your team.
Yeah, of course.
And then the pressure of competing on the stage. Australia in the international ranking has only recently started to come up and up because of these rule changes, but there used to be a lot of heavy bias.
Okay.
Also, we didn't have the foundation of the sport that a lot of other countries like Europe does.
They have.
So they have a wealth of athletes to draw from, whereas Australia has a small amount. We didn't have any funding. So our ranking was a little bit low, but we had countries that we were like, we want to score this and we want to beat these countries. And obviously there was pressure within that realm, but I'm thankful I never had the pressure to get a gold medal at some international competitions. Some, yes, like depending on the amount of athletes or competitors, you do have that, especially at a national championship. But internationally, there was no pressure of gold. It was a pressure of beating a certain country.
Yeah. What did a typical training day look like when you were preparing for the competition?
I remember before the Olympics, it was 7 a.m., wake up, and have breakfast. 7:30 to 8:30 would be a run or bike of some sort, followed by some strength training, 30 minutes of stretching, point extension.
Yes.
And then we would have 45 minutes of land drilling, which is going through the routine.
Okay.
We had this speed swimming set, and then we were doing synchro drills. And synchro drills also involve wearing ankle weights in the pool, wearing these spin belts that are for water resistance. And then you would run the routine. And I think one thing a lot of people don't know about synchro is you do the same routine for maybe 2 to 4 years. It's not like dance where you learn a new routine like every day, every new session. When you do a synchro routine, you do that and you
For
only
years.
repeat that for years. And like there might be modifications to the routine, there might be
Yes.
small tweaks in the movement, but there is such a big dedication into getting everyone synchronized, everyone doing the exact same movement. It would be the amount of times in a 3-minute routine, you would just go tap, 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 stop, and you'd have to hold the position, or you were running that routine over and over again. Like a run through is one of the hardest things you can do in synchro,
Okay.
which is a full out version of the routine. It's only 3 to 4 minutes long, but it's hypoxic. So imagine 2 or 3 of those minutes, you're holding your breath. You're getting kicked in your side. You're making sure you're not landing on someone.
Yeah.
You're looking underwater to make sure you're facing the right angle. You're on the right count. All of this, and then you'll come up dying at the end of it, and your coach says, okay, go again. Okay, go again. And
Oh my God.
sometimes you'd be doing more than likely like 6 or 8 of those in a day. And that's enough to that's enough to make you tired for the rest of the day.
Wow. I mean, I try to understand why you are repeating the same routine like for long, because even when it looks easy, no? Because at the end, I feel that's the magic of what we do, because
It is,
it looks, if you don't make it look easier,
No,
you are not doing it correct.
exactly.
Now that you share this, I just think about like how hard need to be like preparing the same movements for long
That's it.
and try to make it perfect.
And the other thing too is the reason why you keep the routine for so long is the more competitions you do, the more feedback you get from coaches and judges going, this needs to be higher, this needs to be cleaner, you should change this element, this person should go here maybe. So one of the hard things that came in my Olympic year is that because of COVID, a lot of the girls on the team decided that they wanted to retire. They wanted to move on with their lives, with study, with relationships. So we had to find new girls. And then the coach that we had, she didn't meet the standards that were required for an Olympic year. So we had to get one in from Italy. But again, because of COVID and Australia's lockdown laws, she didn't actually join us until April of the Olympic year. We were competing in August.
Okay.
She had created an entirely new routine within 4 months. This is not ideal because for an Olympic routine, you want to at least have swum it for the past 2 years with all that feedback, not the last 4 months and hoping for the best. And then the thing is that routine, that Olympic routine, usually gets cycled into the next World Championships or to the junior routine. So that way those girls are always stepping up and up and up. So this was very, very fresh. And that was a big challenge for us.
It's a big challenge. So you made it to Tokyo Olympics in 2020.
Yes.
Which was a very unique edition because of the pandemic.
Yes.
So what do you remember about that experience?
In a way, the pandemic was a blessing in disguise for me because I was very lucky in that the artistic swimming team was one of the first teams to be announced. So our position had been secured as both Australia on the Olympic stage and as myself as an athlete in that team.
Okay.
So that happened in March and we had a media release in March. And one of the questions one of the interviewers asked was, what do you think of COVID? What do you think will happen? And they were like, oh, maybe a small thing. And that was it. But what had happened a week before the announcement, we were running and I tripped over my own foot and I actually broke my toe. So I wasn't in the pool and they told me that I wouldn't be able to swim until like a month before the games. And I was like, no, I need to swim at these games.
Yeah, like this is my opportunity. I cannot miss it.
And
wow.
We were also meant to go to Paris and work with this choreographer, Virginie Didou, which if you know the synchronized swimming community is like this.
It's the
superstar of choreography.
Wow.
So that got cancelled. And then it was, okay, you're going home for 2 weeks. And then it was, okay, we're not coming back. Might be a month before the Olympics that you come back.
Okay.
And then the Australian Prime Minister said, oh, if the games are still going ahead, Australia's not going to send any athletes. And I was like, no. But eventually they decided on postponing the games until the next year because I still had my Olympic ticket, my big Qantas ticket that's still in my room. I was secure. I had time to heal my foot.
Wow, that's crazy to me.
We were able to get a new coach in, the one that we had. But we did lose a lot of girls on the team and we did lose a coach. So in 6 months out of the water for me for the first time, when I got back in the water, I felt like I was swimming through honey. I wanted to cry. It was so hard. I was learning to swim again.
I feel like when you get injured, after that, you enjoy more the things after an injury.
Yes,
like,
you appreciate everything much more.
Yes, exactly. That's what I want.
No, 100%. I definitely, as every athlete will know, you kind of rush to come back. So
and also for you, this injury, I think push you like to like the competition, the Olympics, to say like I'm not letting this opportunity to go. Like I'm gonna make it.
Oh yeah, I was back running on my foot before I was meant to. I had like a little splint for my foot that I'd wear in the water as like a little paddle. And I was thankfully we were working with physios at the time, so they were able to give me plenty of exercises.
And what emotions do you remember feeling during those days?
It was such a confusing time, really, because you wanted the games to go ahead, but you also wanted the Olympics of your childhood, like of what everyone says, because we had girls on the team that had done Rio, the games previous, and they'd been talking, you get to do this, you see this is in the village, this is the experience, it's this and this. And then when COVID came along, it was like, there was a lot of unknowns generally within COVID, but also within the games itself. It was like, am I going to have that true Olympic experience? And I would say I did get a taste of it, but I think there was a lot more planned for what could have happened at Tokyo.
Is there a moment from Tokyo that you will never forget?
Honestly, there's like so many little standout moments. Obviously, some high highs and some low lows. But I remember after one of the music practices in the pool, we were all in the shower and we had Team Russia, which is like the gold medalists. And there was Team Japan and Australia was there and we're all showering. And one of the Russian girls said, "We really love your music. It's like we are in the club." And to me, that was a big compliment. Actually, no. The best compliment I've ever received in my life was at the Olympics. And we were just training. And one of the Russian coaches, again, like a god.
That's Beyonce from...
Beyonce for synchro. She turns to my coach and says, "Is she one of ours? Like, is she a Russian girl?"
Yeah.
Just based on my legs. So she thought
You were Russian.
my legs were Russian, which was like the biggest compliment for a girl from Australia.
Yes.
So yes, that's I think one of my highs.
Looking back now, what does representing Australia at the Olympics means to you?
Wearing green and gold means everything to me every time I put it on. I think getting to represent your country in any sport, art, performance, it's such a massive honor. And I think as well in Australia, the Olympics are ranked so highly and every time it comes around, it's something so uplifting. Everyone is so supportive. There's just so much joy and it's always a pinch me moment going, oh my God, I'm here, I'm doing this. Like I get to do what I've trained to do.
Yes.
And it's incredible and phenomenal.
I love it. After Tokyo, you found a new chapter working on cruise ships. How did that transition happen?
So, funnily enough, because I'd just come back from Tokyo, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And in those 2 weeks, I was in a hotel room. I was actually catching up on university. But I received an email from this agency and all the girls on my team who were also quarantined received the exact same email saying, would you like to work on the world's largest cruise ship? You get to do this itinerary, you get to meet all these people, do this exciting thing. And I was thinking to myself, like, the next Olympic Games isn't for another 3 years.
Yeah.
I can take a 1-year break. And I was talking to my coach about it and she said, Rachel, you're a wonderful synchronized swimmer, but you still need to work on your performance. Sometimes it looks like you're scared in the water. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to get paid, to travel the world, learn new skills, meet new people. The other thing too was at that time, all of the funding for Synchro Australia had gone.
Okay.
One of the biggest sponsors, she had pulled out. Thankfully now she's come back in and the girls are well supported, but at my time, no. I was gonna have to pay $20,000 for a 3-week camp. Not even a competition, not anything like this, but this is just to cover pool fees, coaching, accommodation, transport. The other thing too is my university had implemented a new policy and the state government as well had also implemented a new policy where if you weren't podium potential, so gold, silver or medal, they were reducing your funding. And I no longer qualified for that funding. So basically it was pay $20,000 for a 4-week camp or get paid to travel the world and do synchro.
What you will choose.
Yeah. A lot of the girls on my team, they retired. They wanted to continue their study. They were ready to settle down. They'd already done 2 Olympics, which is already an achievement in itself. So they could hang up their swimsuit. And then some of the girls stayed and they got to do another games. They went to Paris.
Do you still in contact with people from your team?
Yes. So every time I come home from contract, I go to the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre and I go back to my home club, the Gold Coast Mermaids, and I see all the girls that I helped coach train, swim with, and I get to see even my home coach, who's like my second mother. And it's always a joy to see the girls and how far they've come.
What you will say to this person that you say is your second mother?
Nothing can like encapsulate everything that I want to say besides thank you. Like, I think in my life, I think in anyone's life, there are like pathways that you take that really determine and shape who you are. And one of them for me was going into artistic swimming, going into synchronized swimming. And I can only thank her for shaping me into the athlete that I am, for having the skills that I have, and for giving me the guidance that I needed. So from her, I got to go to the Olympics. And then also from her, she gave me you should do cruise ships. So I've had two very big directions of life from her that wouldn't be possible.
I love it. What's her name?
Marina Collard.
Marina. Hi, Marina.
Hi, Marina. Yeah, I hope she'll get to cruise and see me perform one day as well.
That will be amazing. Nothing better than like your mentor see all your process, no?
Yes.
Like from the first day and you in the pool to now performing around the world.
Exactly.
And what attracted you about the Aqua shows? I mean, of course, the swimming.
Like at the beginning of the contract or now in general?
Like in general now.
I think there's so many positive aspects that come to it. I would say the cast is always so important because you get to meet people from different countries, different walks of life, different disciplines, and you get to see how they approach like a count of 8 to movement, a show or something like this. In synchro, you can see a Japanese style or a Russian style or this. So mixing those two different choreographies. You can learn acrobatics from the divers. Like you can improve your movement from the dancers. And another thing too that I really enjoy about the Aqua shows is that in comparison to competing, you have one shot on the stage. It has to be your most perfect full out performance. You have to be feeling, you have to have so many things leading up to that moment so you feel good and the performance is amazing.
Yeah.
In a show, you do it a bit more often. And sometimes you might not feel great. And sometimes something will happen on stage, small or big. And instead of it being the thing that costs you points, a medal, the podium, your coach screaming at you, it's, that was hilarious. That's going in the cast bloopers. And that really changed my mentality to performing and actually enjoying it because instead of having all this guilt built up for a mistake, I could laugh it off, brush it off. There's a new performance the next day.
Yes.
Obviously, you still want to give your best performance, but
yes, of course.
It happens.
What skills did you develop as an Olympic athlete that help you as an artist today?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think adaptability, more so with schedules rather than the pool. Things can happen, things can change any moment, knowing when you have to be ready for this, you have to be ready for that. On time is late, always be early, always be prepared, always be warmed up and ready to go. What else? And help each other in a team. Like if someone is struggling with a count or a movement, like it's better to help rather than watch them suffer in silence. One thing that is actually quite funny and is quite different is in synchronized swimming, we always count in double time. We always count everything. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One thing I had to learn in that in dancing is that you can sing the counts or there's a thing as a 1E and a 2, which I've never heard of before in my life.
You're like, what?
Yes. And I think synchronized swimmers are very good at what dancers would call like tutting, I'd say, because we're very used to like square movements and having those lines. However, I like to compare us as Irish dancers in that we can only control the top half of our body or the bottom half. Putting it together, it does not work. I've gotten a lot better through performing through Royal. and all the shows that we have and all the movement classes that they do and all the dancers being so lovely and helpful. But still as a synchro, it's top half or bottom half to move.
You are going to the ship tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, the mosquitoes are biting
They're
us.
coming
Sorry.
out. They're coming out.
How you feel? This is your contract number?
So this is contract technically number 6.
Okay.
This is takeout number 4, which is such a huge honor and privilege to be a part of.
Yes.
I'll be joining.
What means that?
So
to people who... Yes.
A takeout is a new build of a ship. So it's just recently been built and we're creating the show that goes on board. So we're the original cast 1, we make the choreography. And from there on out, every other cast that comes to replace us every 10 to 12 months, you're going to go into Rachel's track. You're going to go into Maria's track.
Yes.
Sometimes choreography will change, but at the end of the day, I get to play around to the music and whatever I make becomes
Yes, part of the
20
show.
years.
But you have, of course, in your case, like a choreographer kind of?
Yes.
Like choreographer specific for that?
So as part of our Aqua show that we have dancers, divers, high divers, synchronized swimmers, slackliners, and then usually a featured act, which can be contortion, hand balancing, skateboarders, aerial pole.
Yeah.
So we have a synchronized swimming coach, divers have dive and acrobatics, dancers have different choreographers come in. Most of the time, we stick with each of those disciplines, but everyone dances in these Aqua shows, so I have to learn how to dance. And sometimes the divers have to learn some synchro, and the dancers have to learn to hold their breath.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I know. I actually have one friend, his name is Aldair, from Mexico. He works in the Aqua shows, and he told me that he need to be certificate.
Yes.
To do, how do you call it?
So you have to be PADI certified to work in the Aqua Theatre because we interact with scuba divers. So as part of making the magic happen in the show, sometimes we have to be underwater for safety or we have to be swimming out for a cast reveal. So we have scuba divers not only help us, give us air, so we're not all being synchronized swimmers or fishes underwater.
Yes.
But sometimes they're also our first responders in case anything happens, and they are our stage staff. So if there's any props to move underwater or if anything happens to one of the performers in the water, they are there to make sure that we are safe always.
Okay, yay. I have a question, a specific question, because when I'm on board dancing, sometimes you don't know this, but the ship moves a lot. Like when it's rocking, the ship is like,
when it's rocking, it's rocking.
And like for me as dancer, in those days, it's really hard to perform because of course you need to be more in control of everything.
Yes.
So how is for you? Like it affects something because of course you are in the water. The ship is rocking, so the water is moving and that makes you move.
Yes. So in Aqua, we actually have 2 different Aqua venues and sometimes that can change how the water moves. So on Oasis class ships, the water generally can actually spill out of the pool. As synchro in the pool, if we are not touching the bottom, we're just moving side to side, like we're in the ocean, we're all the same, moving the exact same spaces back and forth. But if we're touching the floor and then someone picks their feet off, then that's when we move or get picked up in different directions. The biggest thing is sometimes is our swim in and swim out, so our entrances and exits. There's a wave that as you're swimming in will pull you back and you're not able to get out of the cave in time. So you have to hold your breath for extra long. Or when you're trying to get out of the pool, sometimes the wave goes down and you can't reach to get out. Or sometimes the wave will help you get out and you get thrown out of the pool.
Wow.
The biggest thing comes in for our divers because they are diving into 4 meters worth of water. Generally, for competition, if you're diving from 10 meters, you need 5 meters of water. So already there's less water in the pool that they need. They have to scoop. So when it's rocky and the wave goes down, they might be diving into 3 meters of water, which isn't safe. So in these conditions, more than likely, we might stop the show or postpone the show.
Oh, yeah, like for us, as like we will try to change. No, it's okay. We will change a bit of the choreo probably. If the girls are with the heels, they will take it like jazz shoes, whatever. So we have been talking about your ship life,
Yes.
about the shows. What do you enjoy the most in this lifestyle?
In this lifestyle? Another good question. I think the friendships that you make along the way, the connections, not only within the cast who become people that you now have a home in Spain or Italy or in Chile, you know, but also the people that you work with outside of that. So a lot of the technical stage staff I'm friends with, or you meet people from the culinary department, from the deck department. And when you finish a contract, that goodbye is so unknown if you're going to see them again on your next ship or if you're not going to see them for another 3-4 years.
Yes.
So when you do see those people again, it is so, so special and heartwarming. Or even if you're meeting them in port and they're on a different ship, you make time for these people like something I've never seen. Back home, getting people to organize with your friends and places to go is, yes, it's hard because they're working and you're on vacation.
Yeah.
But when you're on board, meeting people and maintaining those connections means so much more.
Of course, like on the ship, as you said, we share with people from all around the world,
Yes.
which is something amazing because I feel like we can learn so much from other cultures, like other opinions.
Yes.
And you also like competing in the Olympics with the best of the best. What do you think is the most valued thing working with people around the world?
Patience. I think like understanding how they work and how you work and just understanding that. And also the world is so small and people are not so different. There are so many girls that from different countries that I've worked with. So a girl can be from Russia or Japan, like two of the highest ranking countries in the world, and you can feel so intimidated. And then you get in the pool with them, and not that their talent is less, but you realize that your talent is more, that you can be on that stage, sharing that with them, learning from them. And I think your attitudes and biases, even how small or few or how many they are, like already it feels more like family, more equal. And I think that's really lovely.
Yeah, that's something very nice. After all these years, like traveling around the world, like going to the ship, doing the Olympics, traveling, what means home to you in this kind of life?
I still call Australia home. Home is still home for me. If anything, all this travel has made me appreciate it more. I think, again, I am biased, though I have done enough traveling to confirm it, but Australia and the Gold Coast especially is one of the most beautiful places in the world. The beaches are like nothing else. The water is outstanding. The life and culture of being so chill but so friendly, and then the food is amazing, the quality of life, and there's no place like home.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. There's no place like be with your family. Like
Yes.
we need to adapt, or in our lives, we need to adapt all the time. Talking about the people that you are sharing for months.
Yes.
Like basically, it's your family
Yes.
for 10 months, 11, that you also learn from each of one of them.
Yes.
We work in an industry where everything's changed constantly. Ships, contracts, co-workers, countries. How do you build friendships and relationships when your life is constantly moving? Chan, chan, chan.
WhatsApp is your best friend.
Yes.
That has definitely taught me to be a better communicator. Sending a text to a friend that you haven't seen, as soon as you think of a friend, message them. Hey, I was thinking of you. It can be this. I think a lot of people are scared to send photos or voice notes. Just send the voice note. They don't have to, you have to have patience that I'm okay if I send you something in 2 weeks and then 2 weeks later I get something back.
Yes.
But there is still that communication. I'm thinking of you, you're thinking of me.
Yes.
For those more immediate contacts that you have that are on the ship, respond a little bit sooner. And I try and call home at least once a week if I can for any major updates.
Yeah, I think that's the way to, how can I say, like we stay on air, like
That's it,
connected,
yeah.
because
Connected, yeah,
even when the internet sometimes on the ships, it's quite
not the best.
not the best. Well, we are in the last part of this interview, and I have just a few more questions just to end this.
Of course.
So, you've been represented your country, traveled the world, and now you are part of one of the Royal Caribbean's newest ships. What dreams do you still have?
So I have been learning aerial artistry for the past 3 or 4 years, and I've taken a big interest into it, and I've actually put in a lot of training. So my next skill would be enhancing that and being able to not only perform as a synchronized swimmer in royal shows, but as an aerialist, whether that's silk, lyra, or pole.
So, and you are like practicing that?
Yes, I have the bruises from today to show it.
Yes, it is. Actually, I feel it's really hard lead about with the painful in your body.
Yes, it's a very, not only is it physically demanding, but there is a lot of bruises involved because of the apparatus is hitting you or like pulling on you and things like this. Each has their own variation in skills and how they work, but there is some translation across them.
Yes. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. No, for sure. Like I feel now it's the moment that you can start work on it. So like, as you say, if tomorrow you want to change with all of this that you've been doing,
Yes.
of course you will become something bigger.
Yes.
Become in someone bigger. If you could talk to the Rachel who was starting out, what would you tell her?
Don't be afraid, and it's so cheesy, but have fun. Enjoy what you do, and you never have to work a day in your life. I think we can get in our heads about a lot of things, and you can think about them over and over again, but leave it in the pool, leave it on the stage. Once you're out of it, don't worry about it. The body knows, and it will be fine, and no one's going to remember.
I love it. Well, for the last part, I would like, please just stand up here and come a little bit closer and think that the camera is someone who is watching you from home.
Okay.
And if someone is working very hard toward a dream, but they still doesn't know if they will ever achieve it, what advice would you give them?
You miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. There is always someone who is willing to help. People are kinder than you think they are. Everyone wants to help each other out. So just ask for help, ask for a correction, ask for anything. A lot of the time there is that competitiveness, but at the end of the day, we're all human and we all want to help each other. Be kind to yourself. If this is something new that you're trying, you've only ever done this skill for 1 hour or 10 hours. Perfection and mastery in a sport takes 10,000 hours. The athletes and professionals that you're seeing have been doing it since they were 3 years old, 10 years old, and they've been doing it their whole lives. From that, there is a lot of skill and attitude that can transfer into new skills. So don't be afraid to rely on what you know, but don't be afraid to try new things.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your time, for
thank
being
you.
here. I hope like you have a really nice time walking, chatting.
It was amazing. Thank you. You had really good questions.
Thank
I
you
really
so
enjoyed
much.
it. Yeah.
And I hope you have a really nice contract. Have the best time.
You too.
Be safe. And of course, we will be there in Instagram, whatever.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was so good.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode with Rachel and I walking there.
Yeah.
Maybe we couldn't see it because it was a lot of mosquitoes and we are not gonna get
So
well, a
many
little bit
bites,
we
yeah.
did already.
It's okay. It's okay.
So that's it. Thank you so much and well, see you next time.
Ciao.
Yes.
Bye.
Gracias por caminar con nosotros. Si te gusta caminar así, suscríbete y nos vemos en la próxima historia.